Hello, Gemini. Welcome. Take a seat, relax. There's nothing you need to do in this present moment, Gemini, except to relax and enjoy your reading. And to start your reading off, Gemini, oh, we'd love to see it. We have card number 11. Oh, I don't know, I like that. All right, we have card number 11. We have Stanley Hudson here. If you have ever watched The Office, I really hope you can recognize this scene, because it is the scene where Stanley says, "Did I stutter?" And this card is the universe quoting Stanley Hudson saying, "Did I stutter?" So the universe is saying, "Did I stutter?" So I wonder what's going on, Gemini. What's going on? Okay, interesting. We have the 5 of Swords paired with the 9 of Cups. Two very, very different types of energy. The 5 of Swords. The Swords is of the mind. The Swords is our perspective. The Swords is the stories that we tell ourselves in our mind to understand our environment. Because that's what the mind is for, right? The mind is used to understand your environment. And it does so, and it likes doing so by telling stories. So the 5 of Swords, the Swords now is paired with the number 5. And the 5 is each suit at its lowest, at its darkest, at its most difficult time. This is right. If there is a highest of the high, which would be the 6, I think. Then the lowest of the low. Well, I don't even know if the highest of the high would be the 6. Actually, the sixes are each suit at its best. The sixes are the homes of each suit, or where each suit can relax and just be themselves. So number 5 is the complete opposite of that, right? And that's paired with the Sword. So that's the mentality, right? It's the mentality of this guy. It's like a victory royale where there can only be one winner, right? Out of let's say 100 people, there can only be one winner. This type of mentality, this type of perspective, right? This is a very this is a good perspective for business if you want to make billions and screw a bunch of people over in the making, because that's the only way to make so much money, right? Because you have to hoard it and you have to take it from people, right? So, but there's a threshold, obviously, but that's the mentality kind of perspective, right? Of you have to take care of yourself, right? Of see, you have all of these swords and they don't have anything back there, right? They don't have anything, but this is like you protecting yourself type of mentality. So this doesn't necessarily mean you are screwing people over, Gemini, right now. This is just talking about that kind of mentality. That mentality is useful in certain situations, right? Of needing to take care of yourself, of using logic and using your brain to get out of a certain situation, right? That is what the 5 of Swords is about. Like, sure, it is about making sure you take care of yourself over other people, which kind of seems bad, but it is useful in certain type of situations, right? Just like saying emotions, saying putting aside your emotions, is bad, but or like serial killers, don't use their emotions, right, is what people say. But it is also useful to put aside your emotions when you're a medic, right? When you're in situations to where there is a person badly injured, badly hurt, and they need help, right? If you are emotional in that moment, saying, "Oh no, I'm so sorry that this happened to you," like, that's gonna get in the way of you just putting your emotions aside and saying, "Okay, this needs to be done. This needs to be done next. This needs to be done. This needs to be done now. We need this to happen and then this to happen so that things turn out all right." Right? That's almost this 5. That's using this 5 of Swords for someone else. Okay. but that is the kind of mentality it is. So it's kind of funny because this type of mentality puts emotions aside, right? This type of mentality would be good for playing chess, right? Because it's using your logic. You're trying to trick your opponent, right? You're trying to defeat your opponent. This guy won victory, his royale, you know. So it's good mentality to have for certain situations, but if there are bad situations, obviously, you know, if you are screwing people over, like, you know, in real life, you know, out of money, out of food, like, of course, that's bad. That's Five of Swords in the very extreme negative, right? But the Five of Swords, there, each card has a positive, each card has a negative. Just like us, each of us can do positive things. Each of us will do negative things. That is what we are. We are trying to learn. We are trying to find our place in life, right? So Five of Swords paired with the Nine of Cups. So the cups are about the emotions now. So completely different energy, right? We were talking about the logics, the mind. Now we're talking about the heart, the emotions, right? And this is the Nine of Cups. I love the number 9 cards. Honestly, I feel like the number 9 cards are better than the number 10 cards, because so the cards go from the ace through the 10, right? And the 10 is the result of this whole journey, right? The ace through the 9, right? It's like what's the result of an apple tree? Well, the whole journey, right, from the beginning, from being planted, right, to growing and growing leaves and then growing these apples, right? Well, that's the end result, the apples, to create the apples and for the apple to fall from the tree. Then the cycle is complete, right? Then it's going on to the next one. Now the apple that fell down they're going to do the same. The cycle begins again, right? The apple is going to turn into a tree, and then the whole point, the result of this tree was to create an apple and for the apple to fall from the tree. And then now that tree has given its has accomplished its goal, right? So that's what the 10s are. It's the result, the accomplishment, right? The falling of the tree, the moving on to the next suit, because that's what happens when you get to the 10s, is you move on to the next suit, to the next cycle, right? So I kind of really like the number 9s better, because the number 10s are kind of an ending. They're kind of an ending, and endings are kind of sad to me. It's kind of like, you know, getting to the top of the mountain, and you know, to me, this is enjoying the top of the mountain view. And then the 10s are, well, now what do we do after we got up here? Well, now it's time to get down. Right now, it's time to go do something else. And it's kind of like, it kind of feels like a party pooper, right? But for me, the 9s are you right in the middle of celebration, right in the middle of the good stuff, right in the middle of the results, right in the middle of that victory, but you still have more to enjoy, right? There's still another card left. You're only at the 9s. You don't have to move on yet. You got the 10s left. Even better stuff is coming, you know, and the 9s is already really, really good. And there is better stuff coming. The number 10, what? So I love the number 9 cards, especially this 9 of Cups. See, look, he's sitting down there. Look at all of his accomplishments. All of those accomplishments has gotten him abundance. He is an abundant fellow, and he can feel it. Look at that. He's smiling. He's crossing his arms. He's feeling himself. You know, he doesn't need to bother anybody else, because he is happy within his own self. Look at all his cups. Look at all these emotions. Look at all of these. They're all filled. They're all upright. Everything is going right. Everything happens. Everything good happens. Good things happen, right? This is that. Did I stutter? Right? This is. This is. Imagine this guy going into this, all of a sudden. Right? He wouldn't believe it. He'd be like, "What do you mean?" I wonder if that's what's going on, Gemini. You know, and then the universe is looking at you like, "Did I stutter?" You know, you are in the 9 of Cups now. Enjoy. You know, but. Yeah, I don't know. Let's keep going. I don't know what else. We have projections here, the 7 of Cups. Okay, so we are still talking about the emotions paired with the number 1, existence. Interesting to note that there are multiple people in this one, and there are multiple people in this one, and there is one singular person staring at me here, sitting down, and there's one singular person here, sitting down, staring away for me. Projections. What this person here stirs and gives out to the universe is a mirror, and the universe will project back. Everybody is connected, right? Everybody is different. Everybody is split off, but we are all still connected. What connects us? Well, one thing that connects us is the emotions, right? If I do something that can hurt you and your emotions, right? So we are connected. It's, it's cause and effect. That is how we are connected, especially when you get close to people, right? Especially with the ones the closest around you, you can really notice how connected your emotions are, how connected the things that you do, and they affect other people's emotions. Existence. See, this is a singular person looking out into the universe, and the universe mirroring back that same person's emotions. If that person stares out into the universe and gives the universe stillness, the universe is going to give stillness right back. If that person gives out chaos, right, and gives out stress and sends it out to the universe is going to mirror it right back. Your emotions, right? However if you see life as everything is going wrong, I need to protect myself, I need to put others down to lift myself up, right? That's going to project outwards, that's going to project inwards into your emotions, right? So our mentality projects into the emotions. Mentality projects into our emotions. Our mentality projects into our emotions, and our mentality projects into our emotions. I don't know why I had to say that many times. Our mentality affects our emotions. Did I stutter? Says the universe. So how are you feeling? You can really tell what mentality you are in when you are alone, and how you feel when you are alone. That is the mentality that you are in. That's when it's very noticeable what kind of mentality you are in. So we're trying to learn about ourselves in this reading, Gemini. We are trying to learn how to better use ourselves, how to better use our mind, how to better use our emotions. Wow. And the moon. Wow. This is kind of cool. Usually the moon this is the darkest times of your life. This is one of the lowest lows, and it's going to be dark, and it's going to be things that are bad are happening, right? But it doesn't feel that way for this one. It feels more like this existence. You and the void of the universe. Look at that. This is the void. This is you and the void of the universe. And it's pitch black. It's pitch black, right? The moon is out at night when it's dark, when it's pitch black. But the moon is still there. The moon reflects, the moon mirrors the light of the sun, right? The universe is going to mirror your emotions back at you. The universe mirrors that mentality back at you. And we project that onto other people, right? So if we feel like we are in this Five of Swords, if we feel like people are out to get us, when we go outside and we look at people, we're going to assume that they are thinking that way, that they're out to get us, right? That they are out to get you. And you might miss a lot of things, Gemini. You might miss a lot of things. But if we embody that, say the Nine of Cups, right? Okay, so just like the sword, right, your mentality can affect your emotions. Your emotions, if we focus on those, if you'd rather focus on those, the emotions can also affect the mentality, right? When you are feeling good, you think good things. When you think good things, you feel good. When you think bad things, you feel bad. When you feel bad, you think more bad things. But whatever you project out into the universe projects back onto you. You create. You can create. You don't have to be stuck in that loop. You can create. And what better way to create than when it's pitch black, than in the void, when there's nothing and you can create whatever it is that you want. It's like staring at the water, right? And then the water mirrors you right back, right? I can't mirror you right back if it's already filled with stuff. No, it's empty. It's calm. It's still. There's nothing to the water, right? When you arrive and you look at it, it automatically reflects right back. So, if you are going through hard times, now you know how to change it. Because you are creating these times. You are projecting it outwards, and it's coming right back at you. So you are the creator of your own life. And how cool is that? That you don't have to keep punishing yourself. That you don't have to keep getting punished if you don't actually think you don't need to get punished. If you don't feel like you don't deserve to be punished, you will stop punishing yourself. Projection, existence, 1. When you are alone is when you will notice the mentality. If you just take a look at how you feel. All right, see how much I repeated myself? I think that was interesting. Cool. We'll just do one more card and get you out of here. I hope you learned something. I don't know. I was kind of, hey, progression. Look at that. 11 to number 12. And then, beautiful way to end this reading. Number 12. Because this almost felt like I was getting lectured and I was being punished. But it's not. Look, number 12, goals. Stanley set a goal for himself, right? Number 1. Everyone else set a goal for a corporate. Everyone else's goal was the reward. Stanley's goal was the journey. While everyone else was failing and eating cake, Stanley was eating baklava and walking up the stairs instead of using the elevator. There is a special energy when someone pushes to better themselves just for the pure sake of wanting to better themselves. I am proud of you, Gemini. Put your hand up like Stanley and celebrate. You deserve it. And I really hope that helped, Gemini. If it did help, please help me as well by leaving a like, leaving a comment, and subscribing if you would like to keep hanging out, as this is a safe place where we try to figure life out together. So thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.